Conversation.
Oyo State Golden Jubilee. Now, it's good 50 years since the creation of Oyo State, 1976 to 2026. Such great strides and monumental achievements, expansive economic development that has confirmed Oyo State as a pace setter indeed, infrastructural revolution, socio-cultural transformation, reinforced security and enduring peace, harmonious religious cooperation and collaboration, health, educational and agricultural reforms that has brought life more abundant to all citizens, beneficial and responsible governance in a new political agenda, first of its kind. We have reasons to celebrate. Let's give great kudos to our visionary and dynamic governor, Engineer Oluyole FNSC, for the renewal of Oyo State, making us proud even at 50. Further details of events in the Oyo State Golden Jubilee program shall be announced later. This announcement comes from the chairman, Oyo State Golden Jubilee Committee, Honorable Said Akinade-Fijabi, and members. Rejoice, Engineer Oluyole, the Golden Governor, and all good people of Oyo State, as we celebrate this Golden Jubilee of Oyo State, the pace-setter state.
Due to popular demand and the need to continue to give our highly esteemed and well-deserving audience the very best in topical news, current affairs, and news magazine updates, our guest of the month on the rebranded program coming up on Friday, the 5th of December 2025 by 12 noon is no other than the highly respected politician turned renowned Christian cleric and evangelist, Pastor Femi Emmanuel. The program will be networking on our radio channels, Oluyole FM 98.5 in Ibadan, Okeogun FM 96.3 in Alaga, and Agility FM 96.1 in Gambari, Ogbomoso, as well as on our social media platforms, Facebook at BCS TV, YouTube at BCS TV. You can also join the conversation on 070-868-25197 and 090-71606-375. Do join us for a captivating seat edge experience.
Conversation.
Yes, the program is still Conversation on Oluyole FM 98.5 in the city of Ibadan. Yes, conversation, like I said, I read out some stories now before that break. And there's a story in front of Tola right here. Now, US to restrict visas for Nigerians violating religious freedom.
How do you identify those Nigerians who are the ones who are religious freedom?
Yes.
And who is going to make that list? Obviously, the Americans are released. That's why they are saying they are going to restrict visas for Nigerians violating religious freedom. And I don't know, how do you define violation of religious freedom on the part of individuals? They are riders, they are bimbo.
Yes.
That's asking the federal government to name sponsors of terrorism, banditry, as if that will solve. The question again for the opt-in time, are they already in custody? Are we just going to name them and then we fold our arms and watch them walk free? Naming them, is that going to solve anything?
Problem.
And of course, when you name them and they are not arrested, they are not taken into custody, and they are not made or invited for interrogation by the security agency, the next thing they go to court. And then the government begins to pump state resources into litigations. Okay, one terrorism-related prosecution to be expeditious, transparent, and advocate establishment of terrorism, kidnapping, banditry tribunal during constitution review process. It has come to this, it has become that bad.
Yes.
That now we are calling for a banditry tribunal.
Tribunal.
And I wonder, banditry, it's armed robbery, Olosha, Igara, Olosha. That's what they call. It's an advanced form of armed robbery. Olosha wa, Igara, Olosha wa. So I don't know why they are saying as if it's something very, very different. It's a very different kind of crime. I think it's just a glorified form of naming armed robbery, and you are trying to shy away from what it is. It is common armed robbery.
Yes.
And then maybe using advanced sophisticated weapons. So a bandit is a bandit, a criminal is a criminal.
And always, I will always call them criminals. Yes, all of them. Well, now, the National Assembly on Wednesday called for the public naming and prosecution of terrorism financiers in Nigeria as the federal government explores measures to address the growing insecurity across the country. Both the Senate and House of Representatives pushed for the exposure of terrorism financiers during their plenary as a way of addressing the security crisis facing the country. And the Senate also demanded capital punishment for kidnappers and anyone who finances, enables, or provides information to them, as lawmakers debated amendments to the 2022 Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act. And again, the proposal sponsored by the leader of the Senate, Okoyemi Bamidele, seeks to classify kidnapping, hostage-taking, and related crimes as terrorism, giving security agencies the power to track. I hope all these, what they are talking, what they are saying here now, I hope it comes to pass. I am sure, I believe, I'm not saying that the federal government cannot name the financiers, and I hope that it is the true financiers, it is their names that will be published. Yes.
And not the names of those who took pure water and biscuits to end SARS protesters
yes.
The other time.
And I hope it will come to pass. And I am sure, I believe that they will not release the real financiers of terrorism, of banditry in this country.
But I'm not even impressed by what they are saying. We are not fools.
Yes.
Is that supposed to make us feel better? You are naming people without them taking them into custody.
Yes.
So what's that supposed to do? What is that supposed to achieve? I'm not impressed.
After arresting them, taking them to custody, yes, now name them. We'll see them, we'll show them.
So are we the people supposed to go and deal with them in their bulletproof cars in their heavily guarded homes? Is that what they're asking us to do? So what next after you name them? And okay, back to the Americans restricting visas for Nigerians violating religious freedom. Well, the U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, he was one that said this, and they said that the visa policy is not limited to state actors. He said anybody, government or private individual, who orchestrates or finances religious persecution must face the consequences. Rubio stressed, signaling that the U.S. will use diplomacy and immigration enforcement as tools in global human rights advocacy. That sounds much better than telling us that they are coming to bomb our land without our consent. And in implementing the new visa policy, the State Department seeks to pressure perpetrators of religious persecution worldwide while signaling U.S. solidarity with the victims. So, well, I think, Bimbo, I think I can answer the guess as to one who will be making that list, the list the Americans have with them, as to one who will be making that list in Nigeria. But I will not name names because I don't want to be the subject of litigation. I don't want anybody to sue me. But and I guess many of our listeners also have an idea as to those that will be making that list, especially some of those that served under the previous administration in very high capacities.
Yes.
So, well, people, yes, I believe that people are killed for their faith, but it's not just Christians that are killed for their faith. Even Muslims are killed for their faith.
Yes.
If you are talking about the fact that many of these terrorists and wicked people claim to be Muslims, well, they kill Muslims too because they believe their own brand of Islam is quite different. So they want to coerce people into their own brand of Islam, and they don't even want to coerce you, they want to kill you if you don't practice what they consider to be their own brand of Islam. And if you ask me, I will say that is not Islam. The brand of Islam that tells you to kill anybody that disagrees with your faith. So that is where, yes, people are being killed for their faith, I accept. But my grouse with the Americans is that I'm trying to play up the Christian genocide part of it. Other people of other faiths are being killed in
Nigerians in general are being killed,
are being murdered.
Now, this one here is from Kogi State. Bandits again yesterday launched another deadly attack on Irunda Ile community in Yagba East local government area of Kogi State, leaving 2 residents dead, while the police mistakenly killed another 2 residents during a protest over insecurity in the area. Mistakenly, yes, the police mistakenly.
Mistakes do happen.
Well, the protests by youth of the community came after the attack, and an eyewitness said when security operatives arrived at the community, the youth charged them to go after the bandits who had escaped inside the forest, and the source said the situation got out of hand, which then resulted in the death of 2 persons, while others were seriously injured. A rather unfortunate incident there.
Kogi again.
Kogi. And well, in I think Kwara State, Kwara State, Iruku, 38 abducted worshippers have returned home. And now in Ibadan here, Ibadan community debunks report of bandits invasion. Yes, I think there was the kind of report that some people, I think in Oluyole local government area, Ayegun or Leyo communities in Oluyole local government area of Oyo State. The chairman of the resident association in the communities, Professor Saka Jerry, has said there was no iota of truth in the report, and he urged residents to go about their normal routines without fear.
But at the same time, everyone should be vigilant.
Yes, and to watch their backs.
Sometimes there is no smoke without fire, so we should be very vigilant. These are very precarious times, and people are really very apprehensive. And well, part of the reason, Bimbo, the Americans are not happy with us regarding our handling of security matters. Senate summons finance, education, defense ministers over $30 million failed safe school initiative. So we hear of these figures, and we hear of these projects, these initiatives. Yet, one thing is always sure: it must fail. It must eat the rocks, and money must go down the drain.
And Nigeria has not collapsed.
And Nigeria has not collapsed. Why are we like this? Safe school, $30 million. When you are mentioning dollars, you remember the Americans.
Yes.
And then that has gone down the drain again.
And Nigerian universities are suffering. The Nigerian health sector, yes, nothing. So all other sectors, nothing. And the government is saying if they pump money into these sectors, Nigeria will collapse. Okay, Nigeria has not collapsed now, and all other monies that we have been earning in the past few months, Nigeria has not collapsed.
And this $30 million did not come from the coffers of the federal government, yet it was not used for what it's supposed to be used for. Now, the Senate has summoned the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Wale Edu, over the failure of the Safe School Initiative, SSI, to meet the objective of keeping the school safe in spite of government investing over $30 million in it. Also summoned by the Minister of Education, Mr. Tunji Alausa, Minister of Defense, General Christopher Musa, the Commandant General of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense, NSCDC, Dr. Mohammed Abubakar Audi, and representatives of school proprietors. The Senate's ad hoc committee investigating the implementation of the Safe School Initiative, SSI, headed by Senator Oji Uzokadu, said the trend of attacks on schools highlighted the concerns about the program's failure to address the purpose for which it was introduced. On Wednesday, the committee said at least 1,680 school children had been kidnapped in Nigeria since 2014, when the Chibok girls incident happened. It says similarly, terrorists attacked about 180 school facilities within the same period, and that is very alarming. And we have a government that sits by and doesn't seem to be bothered. 180 schools. And that's just, and I'm sure, and I guess that's just about in one region. According to the SADC committee investigating the implementation of the Safe School Initiative. Now, speaking after the inaugural meeting of the committee in Abuja, Senator Kalu pledged that the committee would expose all issues related to the SSI's poor performance. I wish they would actually get to the roots of these kind of matters. And if the perpetrators are arrested and sentenced to jail, maybe, and just maybe, we won't have Chibok in future. We won't have what happened in Niger of recent. We won't have what happened in Kebbi. If this had worked, if this had been allowed to work. But like I said, one thing is always sure. Of course, we are going to have many more of such initiatives. We are going to have future safe school initiatives that will come under different names. And I'm sure the same thing will still happen.
They will never work.
As long as no one is brought to justice.
Yes. Now, I have this one here, talking about drugs now. I had always been an advocate of those saddled with the responsibility of checking drug use, misuse, drug abuse in Nigeria, especially in Ibadan here, or your state. The organization saddled with that responsibility, of course, the NDLEA, their office is here in Ibadan, and well, they always, sometimes, they arrest somebody or a group with a large cache of drugs, maybe Indian hemp, tramadol, and all those prohibited drugs. So once a while, when during reportorial assignments, when we go out, I ask them, are you going into the interland where these drugs are used and misused? And, you know, it affects these young guys, and they misbehave after the usage. Now, here, this one says, task force arrests suspected drug peddlers, demolishes criminal hideouts, shanties in Ibadan. The Joint Security Task Force in Oyo State has arrested 2 suspected drug peddlers, just as it also demolished criminal hideouts and shanties at Orita Challenge in Oluyole local government area of the state capital, and the suspects were apprehended during a raid carried out by the Divisional Police Officer Orita Challenge Area Command, CSP Mavis Jayola, and the local government's environmental team led by the chairman in the council, Honorable Hakim Olatunji, on Wednesday. Olatunji, while speaking with newsmen, said the operation followed several petitions received from residents about the nefarious activities of suspected criminals in the area. He said during the operation, illegal and unauthorized structures and shanties were which served as hideouts for criminal elements were dismantled. The council boss reaffirmed the zero tolerance of his administration to all forms of criminal activities, assuring them that no stone will be left unturned to ensure safety of lives and property for the residents. Yes, they said illegal structures and unauthorized structures and shanties have been dismantled. Don't be surprised. By today or tomorrow, they will still regard that there. Yes.
You know that you mentioned taking the war to the innermost parts of the urban centers and metropolis across Nigeria. Now, I remember one particular incident. I was to do a particular documentary for the station on drug abuse and the dangers of drug abuse and how it's been spreading within the urban centers, especially among youths. And there's this gentleman, he's a reverend, and but he's into rehabilitation of drug addicts.
Yes, I remember. I remember the gentleman.
So we went to him, and after he granted an interview, I made a request that I wanted to actually visit those areas where I had been intervening, not the rehabilitation centers, but those areas where he actually has been able to successfully pick some of these people, and they have been interacting with them, counseling them on the need to drop these habits. Well, he was willing to help, so he gave us a guide, someone that is well known by these boys, and then we went there together. So somewhere around Idiarere. So we went there, and then Bimbo, you wouldn't know that such a place existed. We went into the innermost parts of the Agbulis,
Yes.
the cluster of homesteads in that area,
Yes.
and well, typical slum, Bimbo. So we got there, of course, with our guide, and we saw the boys. They didn't trust us.
Yes.
They reacted.
Of course, they will not. They will be looking at you viciously.
So they reacted in a very hostile. They said, "Oh, they are NDLEA. Oh, they are DSS. They are police officers." But of course, our guide was able to calm them down and convince them that we actually came to see how they were doing and how they were faring. So he convinced them. So they actually started right there in our presence. There was heroin. There was a little cocaine, there was Indian hemp, there was loud, and they were actually smoking the igbo and other whatever in our presence, and they allowed us to film them. Of course, I had to part with some money, Bimbo. Not that the corporation gave me any money for that purpose, but to achieve my story, I had to part with a little money. And so it went on and on. They bought something that looked like a box. Like somebody said, "Go and bring the Bible." I was wondering, the Holy Bible in this place. It did look like a Bible, but it was actually a box. They opened it and it was full of hard drugs. So what I want to bring out here, Bimbo, is that on that program that documentary was to be aired, we invited the NDLA, their boss in Oyo State at that time, a woman, and she was on the program. So when we showed that documentary, well, she was looking at it with keen interest. After the program, she asked the Reverend gentleman who was also on the program, where is this particular place?
Please imagine.
Because it was also interviewed on the documentary.
Yes.
The man said, "That is your job. You have to find them."
That is it.
Because it would have amounted to betrayal on his part, unfortunately, if you had exposed their location. He was doing the counseling approach and all that. Let's have this commercial break and we'll be back.
Any motor where you they drive, you need confirm protection, no, for your engine, no. Make a mobile, make it mobile, oh, make it mobile. Anywhere you there, your motor deserve to be number one, yo. Make it mobile, oh, make it mobile. Hope you carry the go, make everybody join me, say, make it mobile.
Make you go with the best.
Make it mobile.
Right, we're back, and the program is still Conversation on Oluyole 98.5 FM. CBN raises weekly cash withdrawal limit to 500,000 naira. Scraps cash deposit cap. Maybe next time you want to use the ATM a lot, the ATM terminals a lot.
How many ATM machines are working now?
Well, they seem to be telling us that they will be working well now, since you can withdraw up to 100,000 naira. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has raised the weekly cash withdrawal limit across all channels to 500,000 naira, up from 100,000 naira, and scrapped all limits on cash deposits.
That means you too can, withdraw about 500,000 naira at a go.
Well, this limit on cash deposits, I guess it doesn't exclude that practice whereby there is a red flag if you deposit curious amounts that look suspicious.
Yes.
And interesting, the Nigerian banking system, a limit to what you can withdraw, but no limit to what you can put in. What is one bar? But then they might ask you to come and explain.
How the money.
Well, the Apex Bank announced the policy charges in the circular titled Revised Cash-Related Policies, signed by Dr. Rita Asike, Director of the Financial Policy and Regulation Department. According to the CBN, the revisions are part of ongoing efforts to reduce the soaring cost of cash management, address security vulnerabilities, and tackle money laundering linked to Nigeria's high cash usage. Now, effective January 1, 2026, several changes will take effect. According to Apex Banking Sector Regulator, the cumulative cash deposit limit has been abolished. Banks will no longer charge fees on deposits exceeding previous thresholds. Individuals can withdraw 500,000 naira weekly, while corporate bodies can withdraw 5 million naira weekly. Withdrawals beyond these limits will attract 3% charges for individuals and 5% for corporates, shared between the CBN 40% and the operating bank 60%. The provision allowing individuals to withdraw 5 million naira and corporates 10 million naira once monthly has been discontinued. And the CBN noted that daily ATM withdrawals remains capped at 100,000 naira per customer, with a maximum of 500,000 naira weekly, which forms part of the overall withdrawal limits.
Well, talking about the ATMs, how many ATM machines are working, especially in Oyo State here?
And how many people even visit the, unless absolutely necessary, I want to visit the banks because experiences, well, since COVID, experiences in the banks have become a nightmare. Since Ebola, since COVID, and many of them have even refused to change the practice of keeping you in the sun for hours.
Yes. And put you on that tent, on that tent that the sun had beaten, and you will be sweating, and under this tent.
Mind you, these rules, this withdrawal limits, well, they maybe been increased and has been relaxed, but at the same time, it is still for you and I, for ordinary Nigerians, not for the big boys.
Yes.
Remember, I hope we never experience that again. This no cash, whatever, a policy we were not ready for at that time, but they decided to implement it horribly and without thinking, because, like I always say, they wanted to catch the bush rat. They didn't want the bush rat to become king, so they decided to burn down the entire farm. That was what happened at that time. Unfortunately, the bush rat they were trying to catch was in no way affected by the burning of the farm. I still want to at that time I said it that I still don't see that bank manager in this entire nation that the current class captain will say that he wants so amount of money, and that bank manager will say no. I still don't see. Even outside government, even him being outside government,
yes,
I still don't see that bank manager or that bank chairman or that bank director.
Yes.
So what was the essence? They just they just put us through a lot of harrowing travels at that time. People died because they could not access their own money.
Yes. Well, now Oyo State again. Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde said on Wednesday that his government has succeeded in transforming agriculture through institutional reforms, and he maintained that the state decided to go through a structured agribusiness model that creates jobs, supports farmers, attracts investors, and strengthens its internal revenue base to move the state from poverty to prosperity. And Governor Makinde stated this at the second edition of the Oyo State International Agribusiness Summit held at the IITA, that is the International Institute for Tropical Agriculture, IITA Ibadan, which was attended by critical stakeholders in the agriculture sector, as well as bankers, industrialists, and development partners from across the world. Well,
they also launched something they called Grown in Oyo State.
Yes. Well, I think I've been at least one or two of the agribusiness hubs in Oyo State. I visited the two, one in Fashola, I think another one maybe being proposed. Yes, and the Fashola one, Fashola Agribusiness Hub. If Tola gets there, you will know that yes, Oyo State is trying to make that place a kind of IITA. Yes. And
well, it's almost twilight for the Seyi Makinde administration. But I sincerely hope there will be continuity. One thing like I said, it's almost twilight, but one thing I'm praying that this man is also able to achieve, or maybe achieve up to about 90% before he leaves. The revival and resuscitation of the farm settlements. He's already working on this. I pray that he's able to do it. But my thoughts are with him on these things all the time. I pray he's able to do this, and I also pray that he will not be distracted by politics, because we are nearing that time, and I know he will be very interested in who succeeds him, and he should be. He's a politician. Yes. But I hope that will not. Well, he has also played that will not distract him, from doing what he should, from doing the needful. Right. Oluyole, North Minister, when Obasanjo approved Mambila project, EFCC witness tells courts.
So who was minister then?
Well, that's coming from the third prosecution witness in the ongoing trial of former Minister of Power and Steel, Dr. Oluyole. ACP Umar Hussein Babangida, and I'm trying to see. Well, you didn't say. Okay, he informed the court that the MOU dated July 3, 2002 was signed on behalf of the federal government of Nigeria by the then Minister of State for Power and Steel, Alhaji Murtala M. Aliyu, and that as at the time of signing the MOU, Oluyole was not the Minister of Power, but he inherited whatever. So, well, the case is in court.
It is in court. You know, all these people, they will now be twisting things now. Using one kind of sakamaji for Nigerians.
The case is in court. Let the lordships do the needful. Let their lordships do the needful. And on constitutional review, Reps advocate, we took that before. They're also prohibiting amnesty ransom payments to kidnappers. It's just bear it all. You should prohibit amnesty to terrorists too. Prohibit amnesty for repentant Boko Haram. Even when they are repentant, let them still go and serve their time in jail. Maybe while they are in jail, you can now rehabilitate them. Not the one that you'll be feeding them very well. They will look like local government bosses, and then you'll give them all the money in the world without making them pay for what they have done. Yes, you can rehabilitate them while they are in jail. Let them serve their time in jail, rehabilitate them, let them learn a trade, let them learn vocations, so that when they come out, nothing bad in that. And then maybe when they also debrief them, let them have an idea of what religion should really be, so that when they come out, then you can empower them. But then people will be satisfied that at least they have paid for their sins, instead of sending the victims permanently, their victims permanently to IDP camps where they live in squalor, and then they live like kings.
Now, before we open the lines, some suspects, I don't know whether Tola had that story of some people that lured somebody to somewhere where they killed that person, the officer, FRS officer, and the daughter. The suspects, they have told why we killed missing Ogun FRSC officer and daughter. Well, they explained it. It is actually inside the Punch newspapers, but
are they trying to justify the killing?
Yes. Well, Victor Fajemirukun, the boyfriend of the late Federal Road Safety Corps officer Lasisi from Layo, I think she's a lady, and her daughter Shewa Lasisi, has explained why he lured the deceased to their death in the hands of some Abalis in Osun State. Fajemirukun, aged 40, was paraded alongside two Abalis, Louis Gadaramola and Sunday James, at the headquarters of the Osun State Police Command in Osogbo on Wednesday. And the Osogbo-based businessman said he lured the deceased from Ogun to Ijebu-Jesha in Osun State after being told by an Islamic cleric that from Layo, the line on spiritual manipulations had used his glory.
Oluyole.
Well,
Oli. All right, we have another commercial break. When we are back, we open the phone lines.
èyíkéyìí ọkọ̀ tó bá ń wà. ó nílò ààbò tó péye. máa dágunlá jẹ́ kó jẹ́ mobile. níbikíbi tó bá wà lọ fún ojúlówó. ó yá sọ pé. jẹ́ kó jẹ́ mobile. mobile ní ṣúlẹ̀ ọjọ́. jẹ́ kó jẹ́ mobile. lọ pẹ̀lú ojúlówó. jẹ́ kó jẹ́ mobile.
Ball, I beg you get change. I won't give customer.
I no get to. Get First Money Merchant POS. Let customers pay with cards and never miss a sale. Don't let no change cost you sales. With First Money Merchant POS, enjoy fast payments, instant settlement, and secure transactions. Visit any First Bank branch or sign up on www.firstbanknigeria.com/get your POS to get yours today. First Bank, you first.
All right, we're back at the still conversation on Oluyole 98.5 FM. Time to open the phone lines.
Yes, 0055009850 or 07055551985. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Tana and Bimbola.
Good morning,
Baba.
Thank you. The peace of the Lord will be with both of you.
Amen.
And every peace-loving Nigerian in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Adedadu is coming from Okeo. Yes. Like you have rightly analyzed, naming terrorism and banditry sponsors is not as important. Arresting them first and make them face the music. The right step is first of all making arrest for questioning and if found guilty, have justice on them. The government should not mention the names of terrorism and banditry financiers for them to disappear to the thing here. Let the law enforcement do their diligent investigations and make arrests. This is the right step to take on drug addiction and drug pushing. There are centers, hideouts, not only in urban areas, but also in rural areas as well. The untrained and unemployed youths for years have now become threats and liabilities to our society. The solution is to stop corruption at all levels, ensure youth receive education, and let them be gainfully employed. Yeah. Thank you. What do you say?
Yeah, thank you very much, Baba.
Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Baba. 070-5555-1985.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Tola, Mr. Bimbo.
Good morning, Mr. John.
John calling from Ilorin.
Good to have you, sir.
Yes, like our class captain, Baba Adedayo, rightly said, he portrays your point. Naming them is not enough. But let's have their name. I'm very sure the likes of Gumi will be missing in that list and Showore will be in. We would have preferred if the foreign countries name them and bar them from entering their country and urge the Nigerian government to get them arrested. Because if our foreign partners, if we have any at all, they eventually name them, it will now be left to the Nigerian government to say, oh, they have named them, let's get them arrested. The last time Saudi Arabia refused Gumi with the headquarters of his own religion, refused him entry, one thought immediately he was rejected. The Nigerians should have at least arrest him or invite him for questioning. Why did the headquarters of your religion reject you? It shows that you are carrying a dangerous faith that is quite different from the Islam we know. The fact still remains that those who practice the Islam version in the north is quite different from the version of Islam in the south. They felt the Southerners are not practicing Islam the way it should be practiced. There are some hadiths that they will use in backing themselves up to commit all these heinous crimes. Now, I am to travel to Kogi for my sister's daughter's wedding this weekend. But my daughter called me yesterday from Israel, told me, Baba, if you go and you are kidnapped, I will not contribute money. I have to think twice. To go and visit my kinsmen at home, which I used to go every month before, for the past few months now, I could not travel. Fear of bandit. It is sad and unfortunate. There should be a political will if we want to get to the end of this issue. Enjoy your day, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Well, it's so sad. God forbid that Mr. John, who will be kidnapped, they will make a lot of money from Mr. John. Or if they should kidnap him, God forbid. God forbid that Mr. John should be kidnapped or anybody.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
This is Akabiadeva from Evo.
Good to have you, Mr. Debo.
Please, my brothers, I want to ask you a question. What CDS Christopher Musa, it means what he could, it's a question, sir. It means what he could not do in uniform, he can now do in mufti. Is that, am I correct? God bless you, sir.
Apparently, that's what they are trying to tell us. I've also wondered myself that is he going to have more leverage? Is he going to have more teeth to bite now that he's a Minister of Defense in Babariga? Is he going to have more teeth to bite than when he was a soldier and when he was a serving military officer? Well, we'll see.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Ayelabogu.
This is Ayelabogu, PhD. Now, I want to adjourn and applaud the president by naming the names of the sponsor of the one this year. That is one step in the right direction. And so they should move an inch by arresting them, like the bar said. Now, I'm on my way to Saki yesterday, and I saw a lot of roadblocks, and that is good. But notwithstanding, all the officers there, they cover their uniform. Why? Why do they need to cover their uniform? The uniform signifies that the number, the name will be in tag, so that we'll be able to identify the real police from those who claim or who claim to be a security organ or security personnel. So the CP should come out and give us this. Why is it that all the roadblocks, they cover their uniform? It's not good enough. We need explanation on that. Now, on the statement by our governor that they are doing much about agriculture, yes, but they need to extend it to all the farmlands. There's one at the rural here, so they should improve in it. Thank you, Dr. Ayelabogu from Alape.
Well, thank you, Dr. Ayelabogu. The answer to your question is simple. The policemen do not want to be identified when they commit atrocities.
Yes. Then I think maybe it might be another kind of strategy, in their operations. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I am Adimola from Ibadan.
So how are you, Mr. Adimola?
We sympathize with the family of Kakawa Aditayo. God will comfort him and God will be with him.
Amen.
So on this security, some locations or communities used to be locations where the terrorists spend their time. And they have active community places. So, and security agencies have done well. They have identified some communities, and they have not identified some communities. So it is said now that they should name the financiers. So the people as agencies should provide useful intelligence, and some informants should move closer to community leaders. And we commend Chimakini administration. So he has improved agriculture, and he should not lend towards improving the welfare of the people. and he should uplift the standard of farmers. It's because the farmers need more seeds and other inputs. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Can we still squeeze in one more call? 070-5555-1985. I guess we have to go with an interesting conversation this morning, and to be can't wait to see us. We're back at the same time tomorrow morning, God willing. My name is Tola Tediba.
And my name is Bimbo Akonde. Thank you very much for listening. Enjoy your day.
Conversation.
8.5 Oluyole
Good morning, sports fans. A wonderful time again. Right on Oluyole 98.5 FM. Your champions are, and just as you heard from the hosts of Conversation, you're listening to Sporty Beat. Right here from the mother station in the Asian city of Ibadan, Oluyole 98.5 FM. And yes, we're also live on Okeogun 96.3 FM and Agility 92.1 FM. On the program this morning, we will be giving you topical stories from the world of sport. Yes, we saw the conclusion of the West Africa Para Games in Abeokuta, the capital of Ogun State. Will be giving you how our team Nigeria fared in that encounter. We'll also be giving you football stories, women's football, the Nigeria Women's Football League. I will also be going straight foreign this morning. We saw some games go down in the English Premier League last night. Also some cup games in Germany and also in Italy. We'll be giving you how it went down in various centers. So all you need to do is just sit back and enjoy what we've created for you on the program this morning. You could hop on Facebook, Oluyole 98.5 FM and Oluyole 9.5 FM. There's two channels where you could have your comments read on the program this morning. You could also call on to 070-555-1985, 070-555-1985.
I wish you could be
also call
alive to see worlds of your age to mankind.
090-55-00985. So those are the two phone numbers which you can call into the live program this morning. Yes, I'm your host on the program this morning. My name is Tobi Adewale. I'm reporting for duty on the program, and that takes us straight to the West Africa Para Games, which climaxed in Abeokuta yesterday. For Nigeria, yes, Team Nigeria, history was made as they won the first edition of the West Africa Para Games, and that was after 6 grueling days of entertainment and compelling action from the sub-region's best para-athletes, as Nigeria reinstated its dominance on the continent as number one para country by emerging first with an overwhelming lead on the medals table ahead of the rest. For Team Nigeria, they won a total of 59 gold, 39 silver and 31 bronze medals, while Benin Republic finished in a distant second position with 4 gold, 4 silver and 14 bronze medals. Ghana emerged third on the medals table with a total of 39 gold, That is 3 gold medals, 15 silver and 21 bronze medals. Cameroon and Cote d'Ivoire completed the top 5 on the medals table with 4th and 5th positions respectively. Meanwhile, Nigeria's amputee football team, they won the last gold medal of the competition as they defeated Liberia 1-0 in the final yesterday, Wednesday, as part of activities to mark the closing ceremony. The chairman of the National Sports Commission, Malam Shehu Diko, commended all of the participating athletes, describing their involvement in the competition as a history-making feat that will be remembered for a long time. Also speaking at the event was the Director General of the National Sports Commission, Honorable Bukola Olopade, where he commended the heroes' performance from all the participating countries, especially Team Nigeria's athletes. Quoting Olopade, he said, "At the NSC, we are so proud to be part of these games, which has given more visibility and awareness to parasports and given renewed hope to people living with disabilities." Meanwhile, the president of the Paralympic Committee of Nigeria, Sunday Odebode, also expressed profound gratitude to the Nigeria's president for giving people living with disabilities every support they truly deserve through the National Sports Commission. So yes, as you've heard, Team Nigeria finished strongly in the very first edition of the West Africa Para Games after polling 59 gold medals, 39 silver and 31 bronze medals. From there, we move straight to football stories, and we'll be starting with the elite women's league in Nigeria. That is the Nigeria Women's Football League, as it delivered a tight contest across various centers on Wednesday. In Oshogbo, it was Oshun Babes that edged Ahudiyanem Queens by 1-0, all thanks to Nofita Tijani's 87th minute penalty. In Lagos, Danas ladies were held to a goalless draw by Nasara Amazons as both sides failed to convert their chances in a very cagey affair. For Remo Stars ladies, they continued their fine run with a solid 1-0 victory over Abia Angels, courtesy of Aisha Tanima Shaum's 25th minute strike in Benin City, Edo State. Edo Queens claimed a narrow 1-0 win against Atlant Queens, and the only